I've been waiting for this, so I'm ready to give. I'm ready. Honey, I am ready for my close-up.
Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Olivier Award-winning director Jamie Lloyd's stunning reimagining of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Sunset Boulevard is coming to Broadway from the West End. It begins previews on September 28th at the St. James Theatre, and I caught up with some of the cast, including the show's leads, Olivier Award winners Nicole Scherzinger and Tom Francis, high atop the Star Child rooftop at the Civilian Hotel. Jamie, what was it about Andrew Lloyd Webber's Sunset Boulevard that you said, I want to do this?
You know what was so weird is that we did a production of Evita at the Regent's Park Open Air Theatre in London, I think in 2019. And it was one of the best summers of my life. We had the most amazing experience, and it was so hard. It was such a challenge, because the thing about Andrew's work is that it's like the shows themselves are so intrinsically connected with those original productions. You take something like that iconic Hal Prince production of Evita. It doesn't get better than that. You can't compete with that. So you've got to find a new way to tell the story. You've got to find a new way to chart the psychological and emotional journey in a new way, right? And find a new visual language. And that's part of the sport of it. That's part of the what gives you kind of the energy underneath it. So I was so addicted to doing that I was like, I've got to do it again. And I was like, this is so fun. Like, we know that we can reinvent Shakespeare. We know we can reinvent Chekhov. Why don't we reinvent Andrew Lloyd Webber? Let's give it a go. So I was like, so I was looking at his other pieces. I was looking at his other shows. I was listening to the material. And this sounds so kind of wild and kind of pretentious, but it's true. I had a dream about Sunset Boulevard. I guess it was like a kind of fever dream. And I was like, I could kind of get a sense of the production. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what the approach would be. I woke up in the morning and I was like, we've got to do Sunset Boulevard. And the next thought was Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls needs to play Norma Desmond. And I was like, what am I thinking? This is what an unexpected idea. And it turned out to be the best idea that I've ever had, because she is just phenomenal and has become a great friend. So to be here in this city and to share this production and her performance with Broadway audiences is just such a thrill.
Gosh, I feel like this score. I feel Andrew's music, Christopher and Don's lyrics. I feel like they were written for me. I feel like Norma's soundtrack is my personal soundtrack. It's so cinematic. It's so grand. It's a masterpiece. And I get to tell that story the way that only I can tell it. Who am I? How blessed am I?
And Jamie brought all four of you here together to make your Broadway debuts and to take this journey together, because you have each other's backs, right? It's been a wonderful, the foursome.
It's something very sacred with what we've created. Extremely sacred. It causes you need a lot of trust, because we're not relying on any sets, any props, any smoke and mirrors. It's just literally our connection on stage and our connection with the audience. And he didn't want to mess with that chemistry. He's a very smart man. Jamie's very open. That's the one thing he always tells us, to be open. That's the first day of rehearsals. He's told us to be open. He's really special, Jamie. He's very intuitive. He almost feels your heart. I got to really share with him a lot of personal stories and my own journey and how I connected with Norma personally, and because of that, he got to see the story through Norma's eyes, my interpretation, as opposed to maybe how it was interpreted from other people's depiction, or does that make sense, or perspective? And because of that, he was open. It's such a blessing to work with someone who really trusts you, and creates a safe environment to allow you to bring the best of you to that. And I think the best thing about working with Jamie is you feel so safe working with him that you're free as an actor. And I think that's the ultimate goal for all actors, is to be on that stage, to trust that you've done the work, to trust that it's in every cell of you, that you can be completely free, and then the theater doesn't become live, it becomes alive in the moment.
Oh my God, I can't really believe it's happening. The whole entire summer, I was just kind of thinking about the fact that I'm not going to believe it's happening until it actually happens. But it is starting to feel more real. Like, we're rehearsing a show. We're like going into tech and things are happening. But yeah, I honestly, what is my life right now?
What have you enjoyed the most about working on Jamie's beautiful production of Sunset?
I love the fact that there's nothing to hide behind. There's nothing to hide behind. You just have to go out and just do your thing and be yourself and have fun with people on stage. And it's incredibly freeing every night. I mean, the four of us, we get on like a house on fire. It's been so fun showing the stage to them. They're all equally brilliant in so many different ways. And the really, really lovely thing is you just feel so safe on stage. I could just feel held. If I ever like mucked up, or do you know what I mean? It's live theatre. If you ever or you get into your head or anything, everyone rallies around and everyone's there for each other. It seriously is a beautiful company.
Tell me what you've enjoyed the most about working on Jamie's production of Sunset Boulevard and what you love about the musical.
So the musical, I've been a massive fan of the show for a long time. I was when I was a kid, I was a huge musical theatre geek before I got into Radiohead and things like that. And I came here to New York with my mum and dad in 1996, and the blizzard of 96 happened. And the airport shut, and we couldn't go home. We had to stay an extra 6 days or something like that, and which meant I got to see all these shows. And one of the shows I saw was Sunset Boulevard with Betty Buckley and George Hearn. My God, George Hearn, my baritone hero. So I've loved the show from a young age. And so when my agent emailed me and said, "Look, this audition's happening. It's an undisclosed Jamie Lloyd musical," and he went, "But I'm telling you, it's Sunset Boulevard with Nicole Scherzinger as Norma Desmond." I thought, okay, well, that's just, I'm instantly interested, because I worked with Jamie before, and I'm instantly interested in what his ideas are and what he's thinking.
You know, this is an American musical. It's about Hollywood. You're bringing it back to Broadway. I mean, what does that all mean to you?
A lot. I feel a lot of pressure, I think. I want to do this story justice, and I think I know we will. I can't believe that little old me is here, going to make her Broadway debut. It's just incredible. So I really am living the dream, for sure.
You all are together.
I know. It's the best thing ever. It really is.